从水平记忆到绕轴高速旋转的螺旋桨，航空技术发生了变革。从1小时只能书写1页内容，到几分钟便能完成数百页印刷，复写方式发生了改变。从低调的背景弦乐到中心舞台震耳欲聋的电子乐，音乐行业受到了震撼。它们都是20世纪30年代的发明，这充满了挑战和艰辛的10年，前所未有地激发了人们的灵感。从直升机到无线对讲机，再到电吉他，它们都是震撼世界的发明。它的出现比移动电话还要早几十年，时至今日，它仍然是前线的战士、野外工作人员，甚至是与同一条街上的伙伴保持联系的工具。这正是它的发明者所期望的通信方式。1933年，几名地质学家艰难地行进在加拿大不列颠哥伦比亚省北部偏僻的森林中。他们与文明社会的唯一联系是他们的无线电接线员唐纳德·辛斯。他会用摩尔斯电码，可以和总部沟通。涉及到新技术时，唐纳德比大伙超前许多。
He was a scientist, an untrained scientist. He didn't have a formal education, but he thought like a scientist. He was always finding problems that perplexed him. And then he would tackle those problems by inventing some crazy contraptions.
地质学家们结束了工作，准备返回，但是出现了意外。唐纳德得知他们被困住了。由于天气恶劣，本该来接他们的飞机无法起飞，所以这个小组决定徒步穿过这个危险地带，回到文明社会。
Having to trek out on foot illustrated very personally to him how remote these locations really were, how lost these guys were if they didn't have that umbilical cord back to home office.
回家后，唐纳德时常想起这次经历。他在想，有没有可能制造一个收发两用的无线设备，不需要中间人的介入，也不用学习复杂的电码。在20世纪30年代，用摩尔斯电码发送一条无线电报，比用无线电传送人声要简单得多。
It's not enough just to tell that somebody is speaking or not speaking. You actually have to make out the sounds and the words. And so to do that required a lot more technology than a simple Morse code set.
大型设备会占据太多空间，无法装进背包随身携带。
The technologies for doing voice radio were well understood at the time. They were just too big and too clumsy to be useful for his application. So you start with that. You start with the radio sets that you do have. They're big. So you miniaturize them. You get them as small as you can.
唐纳德面临的挑战是把无线电设备变小的同时，增加信号强度，使声音可以清楚地进行远距离传输，这正是问题所在。
To make a voice signal come through clearly, you need lots of power, and to have lots of power, you need a big radio. And so it was just at cross purposes to the whole notion of portable voice communication.
唐纳德意识到，他必须改造无线电设备的电路，那些连接无线电波和声音信号的复杂线路必须要改。他还得想办法减少电路中控制电流的玻璃真空管数量。经过反复试验，他研制出了一种小真空管，它控制的电流量相当于过去的4个真空管。现在，无线电波可以和声音信号同时穿过真空管，制造高增益的清晰声音。 接着，唐纳德继续研究如何缩小其他部件，并且不断做实验，以找到合适的天线和波长。
Accomplishing all those things at once was the problem that my grandfather solved. It wasn't just a single invention. It was a very complex invention that had many, many different parts that all added up to what was at the time a really cutting-edge piece of complicated technology.
当唐纳德的老板们看到样机时，他们从中发现了巨大的潜能。
All right, let's give this a try.
但是真正的考验是唐纳德的无线电在野外环境的表现如何。
I don't really know if he would have been nervous as opposed to excited. I mean, sure, it's his job. There's a certain expectation that he's going to accomplish things, but I think he was granted a certain amount of leeway because you're doing something that hasn't been done before. Your bosses, if they're halfway smart, are going to realize that this might not work perfectly the first time.
他走向灌木丛深处。
Testing.
Testing.
I hear you, Donald. I hear you.
Loud and clear.
静电干扰最小，
Testing.
清晰度最高。
Testing.
I hear you, Donald. I hear you.
He always had this kind of a skip and a clap, and he would say "yeah" when something he got it working just the way he wanted it to. I imagine that he probably gave a very big, loud, and excited one when he got his first radio sets working.
Testing.
唐纳德的发明使他无需再去野外工作，这意味着他可以少跑很多路，从而在总部进行更多脑力劳动。
It was capable of sending out a voice transmission that could be picked up by the next nearest radio camp so that signals could be relayed all the way back to home office.
他对收发两用无线电设备进行了改进。二战期间，这个设备在加拿大和英国军队中获得了巨大的成功，它也拥有了一个新的名字。
The walkie-talkie was named by journalists during the war when they saw some of the early radios that were being used, and it was like, so you can walk with it and you can talk with it. Quite obviously, a walkie-talkie.
无线对讲机这个名字沿用至今，它彻底改变了军事通信方式。半个世纪后，也就是2001年，唐纳德·辛斯因挽救战场上和丛林中的无数生命而被授予加拿大勋章。20世纪30年代还有其他的发明。1938年的沙滩球，它使马戏团的演出更加精彩，也给夏日生活增添了欢乐。1936年，发明了菲利普螺丝，也叫十字槽螺丝。它加大了扭矩，紧固了零件，成为装配线上完美的工具。1932年发明的陀螺车，利用重力驱动，是球形移动的一个突破。人们排队观看，但是没有人购买。它是摇滚乐的核心，是20世纪的声音代表。很难相信吉他的声音曾淹没在伴奏音乐中，直到其中一位吉他演奏者立下志向，一定要脱颖而出。1929年的洛杉矶，夏威夷音乐在歌舞杂耍巡回表演中风靡一时。一位精悍的年轻吉他弹奏家乔治·比彻姆正在为成名梦不断努力。
If you look at a picture of George Beecham, you see a very urbane, sophisticated, very, very well-dressed, handsome young man. He looked very much the part. He was a partier. He loved a good time. He's very generous, and he made friends.
在乔治的年代，乐队的人数越来越多，声音也越来越大，这给吉他手制造了困难，因为吉他的声音会被其他乐器声淹没。 除非能找到提高吉他音量的方法，否则乔治这样的吉他手很难过上体面的生活。
Volume was everything, because if you can't be heard, you're not worth as much. You want to play loud so people could hear you, and you want to play loud so that you could be somebody in the band rather than the robot in the back plunking out the rhythm.
乔治试着接上话筒，增大音量，但这却制造出非常刺耳的噪音，这肯定会让粉丝扫兴。于是乔治尝试了别的方法，他找到当地一家小提琴商店，和店主在那里进行了试验。他们给吉他插入3个铝锥，这增加了吉他的共振。这个新吉他被称为3传音器吉他，在演奏家中大受好评。但是乔治想要达到更好的效果，他认为解决方法是用电而不是机械，其他乐器可能对他有所帮助。留声机发明于19世纪晚期，基于电磁学的工作原理。唱片上的凹槽使指针震动，震动再由缠绕着传导线的磁铁接收。这种电磁传感器将振动转化为电信号，然后传到扬声器，使人们可以控制音量的高低。乔治非常兴奋，如果把这个原理应用到吉他上会怎么样呢？为了检测这个构想是否成立，他用2x4吉他做了一把单弦吉他，然后把留声机的电磁拾音器卸下来，安装在这把吉他里。试验结果令人鼓舞，于是他继续试验不同形状、不同大小的磁体。最后他认定马蹄形磁铁效果最好，因为在它内部可以形成强大的磁力。
He represents that sort of American Yankee ingenuity who's going to fix anything with a pickaxe handle and some baling wire. And he had that kind of can-do attitude.
下一步，乔治拉来一位朋友一起制作出一个像样的圆形吉他。几个星期以后，一个独特的新乐器煎锅成型了。
They called it the frying pan because it looked like a frying pan, but the shape owes a lot to the ukulele and the banjo, which were the stringed instruments of the time.
现在该把乔治设计的拾音器装进吉他里了，也就是2个末端相连的马蹄磁铁。吉他的弦将从马蹄铁中间穿过，也就是从中间的磁场穿过。拨动琴弦时，磁场就会受到干扰，这些干扰将会转化成周围线圈里的电流传至扬声器。会产生什么样的效果？一把音量更大、音色更加独特的吉他诞生了。下一步则是寻求帮助，生产更多吉他。乔治找到了一个朋友，经营模具厂的阿道夫·里肯巴克。
He goes to Adolf Rickenbacker because Rickenbacker is a craftsman, and Rickenbacker is a guy that works with his hands. George Beecham is a musician and a thinker and a dreamer. Rickenbacker is a straight shooter and a businessman.
1931年10月，他们成立了一家新公司，名为电弦。但是对乔治·比彻姆来说，却有一个令人遗憾的烦恼。根据他名字拼写出的发音和真正的发音相差很大，因此不适合用于营销。但是里肯巴克的名字早已为人熟知，因为他的表兄埃迪·里肯巴克是一名传奇的王牌飞行员。于是电吉他最终以里肯巴克命名发售。
George Beecham is the invisible man in the story of the electric guitar because he couldn't put his name on the guitar. He invented it, but his name wasn't on it.
很快，大家都开始尝试生产并销售各自版本的电吉他。乔治和他的合伙人认为侵权诉讼过于昂贵，因此放弃了维权。
And they describe in their advertising materials, it was a versatile sound. You could make it sound like whatever you wanted.
电吉他生意日渐红火，每个人都能分得一杯羹，因为吉他手们很快意识到乔治的发明能够使他们成为表演明星。
The electric guitar really is the sound of the 20th century. If we listen back, it was the sound that propelled rock and roll, and rock and roll was that revolutionary event in popular culture that we still live with. The electric guitar didn't shake the world, it rocked the world.
从亨德里克斯到唐森德，从列侬到理查兹，任何演出时插电调音的人都应该感谢乔治·比彻姆。其他震撼30年代的发明还有：1933年的电子显微镜放大了我们的世界。利用电子束而非光线，显微镜下的标本比用肉眼观察放大了200万倍。1936年的空调仪，鞋底的皮带风箱把空气沿身体一路向上送，可一直到达帽子。但是这一发明并未流行开来。我们把他们称作时间小偷、抢钱者。他们是史上最让人抓狂的机器之一。一名来自美国俄克拉荷马州的记者发明了停车收费码表。在此之前，开车更加令人烦恼。1931年，作为俄克拉荷马城的新闻记者，卡尔马吉总是在不断地寻找好的新闻素材。但是有一类新闻让他感到厌烦，那就是城市中无休止的停车危机。
From the turn of the century or early 1900 to the mid-1930s, the number of automobiles in Oklahoma had increased by 500%. But the number of parking spaces hadn't increased.
按规定，路边停车位停车不能超过1个小时，但是所有人都不守规矩。上班族会把车放在路边直到下班，整天都霸占着宝贵的停车位。
These people would come to work at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. They would stay until 4:35, 5:36 in the evening and not move their cars.
其他人在附近打转，找不到停车位。
The retail merchants were up in arms over this because all of these office workers were taking up the parking spaces that their customers then couldn't use.
城市警察尝试用粉笔在轮胎上做标记来解决这个问题，不过上有政策，下有对策。
People would come out and maybe move their car 6 or 8 inches, so then the chalk mark on the tire wasn't in the same place where the cop had made it an hour or 2 hours earlier.
无计可施的商会建立了专门委员会来解决这个问题。他们知道谁是委员会的最佳主持人选。
In the early 1930s, Carl McGee was the editor of one of the daily newspapers in Oklahoma City, the paper that was owned by the Scripps Howard Company. Now, McGee had lived in Oklahoma previously. He was, besides a newspaper editor, he was also a lawyer.
卡尔马吉时常处理重大问题。
Carl McGee approached any problem head on. I don't think there was ever a problem that he didn't think that he could surmount. He went straight at the problem with only one goal in mind, and that was overcoming that problem.
停车的问题也不例外。马吉日以继夜地思考着这个问题。他突然想到，能不能发明一种收钱的机器，不卖零食，而是收取在路边停车的费用。 马吉意识到，他需要一个关键部件来实现他的想法，那就是一个可以计量司机停车时间的计时器。他试着用闹钟的零件制造一个这样的设备，但是他并非工程师，因此他需要专业人士的帮助。
McGee was also somewhat of a tinkerer and an inventor, and not really an engineer, but he had friends who were engineers.
他在俄克拉荷马州立大学有一些熟人。
As many conversations as he had with the professors and with students at Oklahoma State University, he never talked to them on the phone. He would insist on driving from Oklahoma City to Stillwater to meet with them, to see them, to talk to them in person.
他拜访了工程学院院长霍尔格·蒂森教授。
I've got it. There would be a coin-operated timer.
蒂森很感兴趣，自愿亲自研究解决方案，但是并非看起来那样简单。要想使停车收费码表发挥作用，还需要满足许多条件。
It had to be simple to operate. It had to be inexpensive. It had to be hard to break into so that people couldn't steal the money out of it. It also had to be foolproof in that you couldn't use a slug in it instead of a nickel. And it had to operate in all kinds of weather, in the heat of the summer as well as in the cold of the winter.
And that clock
蒂森和马吉没有时间做这些改进工作，
is attached to a knob.
于是马吉提出一个建议：为什么不招募蒂森的工程学学生呢？把这项工作变为一次竞赛，以此激励他们。
He reached in his pocket and pulled out 5 $100 bills and gave them to the engineering professor at Oklahoma State University and said, "Here's the money for the contest. Let's make it happen. Let's make it work."
学期结束时，这些还在学习阶段的工程师们演示了各自的作品。
This will never work.
没有一个设计是完美的，但蒂森和马吉挑选出了3个最接近标准的样机。
Not much better.
Carl realized that for the parking meter to work, it had to meet a number of criteria. It had to be simple to operate. It had to be foolproof, hard to jimmy, hard for people to break in to steal the money. It had to be virtually weatherproof. It had to be able to operate in the heat of the summer and in the cold of the winter.
他们在这些设计作品的基础上进行了新一轮的改进。1933年夏天，蒂森和一位同事推出了一款绰号为“黑色玛利亚”的样机。它很神奇，投入一枚硬币，转动旋钮，压缩弹簧，使硬币落入。弹簧渐渐松开，显示时间的指针也随之移动。当弹簧慢慢恢复到初始状态时，指针也慢慢归位到0刻度。马吉终于找到可用的机器了。
Ladies and gentlemen, the park-o-meter.
他申请了专利。一切准备就绪，但要将停车收费码表安装到公路上，还得费一番周折。
Several lawyers said, "Oh, you can't do that. You cannot charge people to park on a public street that was built by public money. It's double taxation. You can't do that."
但市议会在诉讼中获胜。1935年7月，在俄克拉荷马城，人们开始付费停车。司机们并不情愿，但地方政府在第1年就获得了6万美元收入。这在当时的大萧条时期是一笔可观的收入。一时间，全国各个城市争相效仿。
I don't think there's a city in the world that you can go to that you don't have to feed a parking meter to park. And people around the world can thank Oklahoma City for that privilege.
他们应该感谢卡尔马吉。虽然他的发明不受欢迎，但至少要求每个人都要付钱，人人平等。考虑到之前混乱的停车状况，人们为此所付的费用并不昂贵。这10年间还有许多其他发明。1938年，人们将塑料与玻璃融为一体，发明了玻璃钢。这是一种比钢更轻、更坚固、更有韧性的材料。 从汽车到床上用品，它的用途十分广泛。
And is completely fireproof. Now one can smoke in bed with safety.
1933年，汽车戏院问世。起初，它的卖点是全家娱乐，后来受到情侣们的青睐，从此目标人群发生了改变。
And now on with the show.
这是自15世纪印刷机问世以来，在印刷领域所取得的最大突破。复印机有什么令人称奇的地方呢？要不是切斯特·卡尔森出众的天分，他或许永远都不会问世。在20世纪30年代中期，切斯特·卡尔森厌倦了在纽约一家专利局的工作，但当时正值大萧条时期，有一份工作已经令他感到庆幸，他深知贫困的滋味。
He had the worst childhood in history. His father was an itinerant barber who had arthritis of the spine and also tuberculosis and was unable to work. Chester began working to support his family when he was 8 years old, and by the time he was in high school was the main financial provider of the family.
长大后，虽然他拥有物理学学位，但是也很难在大萧条时期找到工作。他别无选择，只能接受这份工作。每份专利文件需要复制10几份，要么用手抄写，要么用昂贵的机器进行拍摄，要么用又稀又湿的墨水来油印。
Photography could not provide the answer to the office copying problem, because in the more than a century that photography had existed, nobody had figured out how to print a photograph on plain paper. You needed chemicals, you needed specially treated paper.
下班后，卡尔森的日子更加难熬。他去夜校上课，却买不起教材，只好用手抄写数千页内容。和父亲一样，他也患上了关节炎，每时每刻遭受着病痛的折磨。
When his hands hurt so much that he couldn't write anymore, he would often go in the library and look for clues as to how a copying machine might be made.
卡尔森认为，可以利用更清洁、更高效的东西来取代这些庞大的机器和油墨，例如光和电。这个主意是他读到一篇关于光敏电阻的文章时想到的。这种物质受到光照射时会导电，没有光就不导电。卡尔森擅长理论思维的大脑开始高速运转。要是能让电荷通过图像，然后用光敏电阻消耗掉明亮处的电荷，只留下暗处的电荷，这样不就能吸附墨粉了吗？要怎样检验这个想法呢？卡尔森使用不同的光敏电阻进行试验，他发现硫磺正是他需要的材料。但令他头疼的是，如何将硫磺与金属板合为一体，制造出一个均匀的带电表面。
Finally, he hired an assistant, and the assistant very quickly was able to perform the simple demonstration experiment that Carlson had laid out for him, that Carlson himself had been unable to do.
金属板被涂上了一层硫磺涂料，卡尔森现在可以复印了。他在幻灯片上写下了日期和地点。1938年10月22日，纽约阿斯托里亚。这样便完成了一幅简单的图像。然后他用手帕在涂有硫磺的金属板上摩擦，产生电荷，再将图片放在带电的金属板上，最后用强光照射图像。光敏电阻消耗掉图像明亮处的电荷，包括字迹之外的所有地方。黑暗的字迹仍保留着静电，因此可以吸附墨粉。结果如何呢？墨粉都被吸引到暗处，在金属板上出现了图像的原貌。 最后，卡尔森用熨斗软化了一张蜡纸，温暖的蜡纸粘附了墨粉，将字迹从金属板转移到蜡纸上来。
The world's first photocopy is a little bitty piece of wax paper. There are dots in the background. The writing isn't very distinct, but that's it. It's the world's first Xerox copy.
卡尔森的创意具有非凡的革命性，普通人很难理解他的成就。
Honey, look, it worked.
I'm happy for you, Chester.
But
He was driven by just this determination to fulfill the ambition that he'd had since he was a child, which was to become a great inventor, to do something that would make a mark in the world, that would make a fortune for himself.
然而，美国商界并没有为之所动，至少20家公司拒绝了卡尔森的创意。将近10年后，他的这项发明专利才被人们认可。1946年，一家名叫哈洛德的影印公司购买了卡尔森的专利技术，他的发明有了新的名字，叫做静电复印术。这意味着干写和复印帝国的诞生。卡尔森成了千万富翁，他的发明深受世界各地秘书的喜爱。
Carlson is fascinating not only because he's a solo inventor, which is a great rarity, but also because his invention has never been topped. We still make copies the way he invented in the 1930s of almost anything else that we do.
到了1968年，切斯特·卡尔森成为美国最富有的人之一，并幸福地再次结婚。但他没有忘记过去，将大部分资产捐给了慈善事业。下面来看一看30年代的其他发明。1933年，带有自动雨刷的摩托车护目镜问世。这项发明能够阻挡飞虫和雨水对眼睛的伤害，但不难理解为何这项发明没能流行开来。1936年，体操运动员发明了蹦床，用来训练翻跟斗的杂技演员。它风靡一时，为家庭生活增添了新的乐趣。无论是快速通过狭窄的峡谷，还是盘旋于钢筋水泥的丛林，它都称得上是最敏捷、功能最强大的飞行器。发明者花费数十年时间研究如何使它在高空进行长时间飞行。伊戈尔·希科尔斯基是一名俄国飞行器设计师。1931年，移居美国仅10余年的希科尔斯基已经名声大振。他正在为自己的最新发明希科尔斯基 S40进行庆祝，这是当时最大的商务机，是一架水陆两用飞机。它被设计者自豪地称为飞艇。
The ship may very comfortably seat 40 passengers with excellent accommodation, dining facilities, washrooms, even a little bar.
对于大多数发明者来说，能研制出一艘飞艇是一生的追求，但希科尔斯基拥有更远大的理想。孩童时的他对一种独特的飞行器痴迷不已。他曾在列奥纳多·达芬奇的素描中见到过，也曾在儒勒·凡尔纳的科幻小说里读到过。
Jules Verne's book described the helicopter in uncanny detail, and primarily its capability of hovering, motionless in the air, dropping a line and saving people from sinking ships and all, I think was the inspiration that started that love affair between the helicopter and Igor Sikorsky.
希科尔斯基是一名研制飞机的天才，长大后成为了俄国顶尖的航空工程师。他也曾建造过一些直升机，包括这个1910年的奇怪装置。
The first one was a total disaster. The second one could barely lift itself off the ground, but incapable of lifting the weight of a man.
希科尔斯基采用的发动机只有18千瓦，远远不能克服地球引力。
My father then intuitively began to realize that the challenge of the helicopter was going to be even more difficult than that of a conventional fixed-wing aircraft.
希科尔斯基暂时搁置了直升机的梦想。1917年，俄国革命期间，他离开俄国来到美国。现在，他已在飞机研发方面取得巨大成功，决定再次尝试研制直升机。20年中发生了很多变化，钢铁变得更轻了，空气动力学取得了重大突破，发动机功率被加大等等。此外，其他发明家们也一直在努力研制直升机，但他们的设计采用多旋翼结构过于复杂，当时还没有人能解决直升机扭矩的问题。通常，当螺旋桨旋转时，直升机螺旋桨会通过反向旋转来抵消这一运动。但希科尔斯基心中有一个截然不同的设计。
He insisted on creating a totally heretical, a totally impossible, impractical solution, which was to drive one single main lifting rotor and counteract the torque with a tiny little rudder rotor at the end of the fuselage.
希科尔斯基在纸上写下了自己的大胆设想：3只水平安装在主旋翼上的螺旋桨由发动机提供动力，另一只垂直安装在尾部的单独小螺旋桨抵消主旋翼的作用力，用于阻止直升机在空中打转。批评者认为这种设计过于简单，不过希科尔斯基还是申请到了专利。随着大萧条愈演愈烈，希科尔斯基所在的联合飞机公司的老板们被迫将飞机部门关闭。但希科尔斯基抓住机会，说服了老板们为他提供一小笔预算，用以研发直升机。
The winning argument was when Igor Sikorsky paused for a second and said, I am convinced that the helicopter will prove to be a unique instrument for the saving of human lives.
1939年春，希科尔斯基制造了一个飞行训练设备，用以研发和调整控制系统。那年夏天，他制造了一个由摩托车引擎提供动力的移动试验台，用以检验螺旋桨。由此，他完成了一项关键性的突破。希科尔斯基发现，将螺旋桨固定在一个叫做自动倾斜器的装置上时，可以更好地控制直升机的移动。向前倾斜自动倾斜器可以减小前面的上升力，增加后面的上升力。这个过程叫做周期变距控制。到了1939年9月，所有研发工作都集中在一架圆形直升机 VS-300 上，这是一个简单的焊接钢管开放框架。
Very good. Very good, gentlemen.
With an open framework, you could change anything. Quite literally, with overnight, you could take one hacksaw to take off some part you didn't like, and a small welding torch to weld it on to a different part of the helicopter.
VS-300 主旋翼上有3个叶片，尾翼上有1个叶片。2个旋翼均由一台55千瓦的发动机提供动力。希科尔斯基准备进行第一次垂直飞行实验。他戴上被他戏称为安全头盔的软呢帽，但是非不是儿戏。将这一发明升上天空，将是希科尔斯基最具风险的实验。
He was teaching himself how to fly this very capricious unstable machine at the same time that he was conducting his first flight tests.
希克尔斯基胆大心细，因为是第一次试飞，他用粗重的绳索把直升机从地面拴住，这也是个好办法。直升机起飞时在空中十分不稳定，毫无规律的颠簸倾斜。希克尔斯基用接下来的3个月时间改进了周期变距控制，力求使直升机更加稳定。
We are ready to go.
但是1939年12月，他遇到了重大挫折。一名试飞员在驾驶改进后的原型机过程中遇到一阵狂风，飞机在空中翻滚着撞向地面，螺旋桨被撞得粉碎。
When that happens, you have one shredded rotor system and a very badly bent helicopter.
此时，希克尔斯基相信问题出在尾翼上，于是他设计出各种螺旋桨进行实验。
I remember my father coming home, unhappy, sometimes very frustrated, but never, ever frustrated to the point of saying, "I'm giving up."
他在原型机上试验了各种各样的尾部构造，但最终还是回到了最初的想法，使用一个单桨垂直尾翼。他意识到，成功的诀窍在于如何安置尾翼，以避免受到主螺旋桨气流的冲击。第一次试飞过去2年后，希克尔斯基终于有了大功告成的感觉。这一次，他将去掉绳索，尝试完全自主控制方向的飞行。相距希克尔斯基在俄国建造的第一架直升机已经有31年了。最终，他和他的团队证明这种飞行方式是可以实现的。在这个过程中，他们使航空技术发生了巨大变革。
I know that my father was very pleased because when he came home, he had again one of these big, wide grins on his face, and he did say to the children at that time and to a rather interested mother, yes, it has flown. Today we flew it. I can say with a fair amount of conviction, he never, ever gave up that dream of building a helicopter.
3年后，直升机像希克尔斯基梦想的那样在空中飞翔。1944年4月，美国陆军派遣一架直升机飞入被日本占领的缅甸，营救深陷敌军后方的士兵。
The helicopter has become, as predicted by my father, it has become a unique instrument for the saving of human lives, and speaks for itself.
在这个富有创新精神的20世纪，直升机为充满挑战的30年代画上了完美的句号。